AQUADOR, a brand well known for its Scandinavian heritage and high level of quality, safety and functionality, has been a mainstay on Scandinavian and international waters for decades. Each model produced has stood the test of time, and AQUADOR has become ever more desirable. So it was going to take something really special to take this iconic brand into a new era. 2022 marks the most comprehensive brand update in over 20 years, with the launch of a new series of AQUADOR boats. And I'm delighted to introduce you to the AQUADOR 300 HT, the first model of this new series to be produced. AQUADOR is one of Nimbus Group's 7 prestigious brands, and the 300 HT offers features like nothing else in its class. To talk us through these features, we're delighted to have Carl Narskau with us today. Carl headed up the design and development team, along with Klaus Lammimpa of Bella Boats. Let's go and have a chat with Carl. Carl, good to see you. It's great to have you with us. First of all, congratulations on a fantastic job. The boat looks fantastic. Can you talk us through a little bit about what was behind the whole design and development project for this boat?
Yeah, for sure, Jonathan. The most important thing when developing a brand new series for a traditional brand such as AQUADOR is to get to know the brand, get to know the qualities that are important to the brand and also to the people that are using the boat. And some of the features is, for example, the hardtop design. The hardtop design gives you a long season. It also gives you a protection and shade from the sun, but at the same time you can open it and you feel like you are in touch with the elements when you want to. But also the 360-degree lookout, even from the back seat, has been one of the features from AQUADOR that is very, very important. The next thing that is important for an AQUADOR is that it's like a mini yacht. It's a small compact boat that you can use for long-range cruising, and you kind of get the feeling of being on a bigger yacht when you're on the AQUADOR.
I see what you mean there, Carl, because I found that when I stepped on this swim platform for the first time, it really does feel like you're on a motor yacht. The space here is really, really fantastic. Can you talk us through a little bit about what makes this swim platform so special?
Well, some of the features that's important is that you have a large flush platform. The anchor is concealed underneath, so it's not sitting on the top. We have the width and the size of it, so you can really enjoy the time here together with the people in the water. But most of all, what we've tried is to create a beach club feeling. And inside here, there is storage for fenders, barbecue and everything else, but there is also a table, there's a fold-out seat, and all that gives you kind of a different space and a zone to be in. You can have al fresco dining, you know, it's the yacht feeling.
Excellent. That's all good stuff. Shall we move inside now and take a look?
Yep, come on. All right, so now we moved inside the boat, but actually, you know, we're still connected to the outside. And that was some of the things that we really wanted to work with. The old feeling of being on a boat that is sheltered, but still connected to the outside. You have the 360-degree view from the windscreen side and all the way around. We have these large sun hatches and we have the skylights above, and you can open the canopy all the way to the sides to the C-pillar. If you need to cover up for a bit more of a long season cruising, you can cover up the sides, the back and everything and close the roof, and you're in a closed cockpit with heating and all the comforts you'd expect even in a bigger boat. Another thing that we can do is that we can fold this table over and we can drop it down and we can fill it in with a cushion, and you have a more of a protected kind of day bed lounge if you don't want to be on the forward sun pad.
I also noticed stepping in here, the storage options are immense.
It's actually, the storage there is there of course from the back, but then even there and here you have this really easy access with this nice clean storage rooms, and you have here access to the technical room, and of course the engine room hatch is here, but also in these ones you have the storage compartments here and also here, which gives you a lot of space for storage. Also, together with what we're going to show you here, you have another fridge, pull-out fridge here.
Yeah, a lot of options. And then now looking at the pantry, it looks very well equipped. What do we have here?
Well, first of all, the pantry has been designed for long distance cruising. So we need all the amenities that you would need. And starting at the back, here we have a locker for a waste bin, detergents and everything else you need. And then, of course, we have the fridge, and also with the freezer compartment. And then you have the different drawers that you need to store things. But also we have this for your dry goods, so your olive oils, your pasta, everything else. And you have another one here, and you can have all your spices. So it's gonna feel like more of being in a modern kitchen, of course in a compact version. And also here, I'm really happy about the way we've done these cushions, these drawers, with the room for cutlery, plates, cups and everything else. And then if you want to, these two drawers can be replaced with an oven.
Right.
A lot of people like to have an oven, especially on a boat like this. But then on the top you have the ceramic cooktop, and you have a stainless steel sink with hot and cold water. And the sink is square, so you can do all the trays and everything you use in your oven, you can actually fit it in here. So it's not just a pretty sink, it's a functional sink.
Very good.
This is also to give a big open bench, so even if you've done kind of part done with all the cooking, you have an additional serving area when you are serving the guests that are in this area.
Brilliant.
And also when coming on board the boat, you always want to like drop your sunglasses, keys and everything else that you're not going to need until you leave the boat again. So even though they're blocked like this, this is the place where you can just drop things when you get on board.
From here now then, we move forward to the control center of the boat. Should we
Yes.
take a look?
Yeah, let's do it. So now we've moved forward in the cockpit, and the first thing I hope you noticed is the large opening glass hatches. They've really been pushed to the max, but they can also be fully enclosed. And since we've gone for glass hatches, the protection from the weather and the elements stretches far into the season.
Yeah.
If you want to close up the boat, you can also pull out the curtains underneath, also underneath the skylights. And at the same time you see the curtain behind you. The curtains can be pulled forward and you have the cover on the windscreen. Two things which is very good. You protect your boat from UV when you're not using it, but also when you're in the marina, you get up in the morning, you want to have a little bit of a privacy. You know, the boat is actually fully closed until you choose to open it. Another thing which, you know, we've really tried to focus on is giving this commanding feeling when you are navigating this boat. You have the option of 3 screens. You can have your entertainment system, your onboard systems, your charts, your radar, everything else. And also right here you have the storage space where you have wireless charging for your mobile phone. You have your switches laid out very nicely, so it's easily in reach. And of course the cup holders that you need. And it's a social feeling of being in this boat. You have 3 people, or even 1 adult and 2 children, all sitting in the same direction. So even going on the long passages, it's actually an experience you can share with many people on a 30-foot boat. That's pretty good.
It's amazing, and you do get that feeling of space, and you can see and feel how the position here is extremely comfortable. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, sitting here at the driver's position, some of the things that we really focus on is that people aren't the same. Some are short, some are tall, But one of the things that's important then is to be able to, for example, slide the seat back so you have the space that you need. You want to have the throttle in the right position, the steering wheel in the right position, and also when you are at cruising speed, which is usually around here, you want to be pretty much in line with the steering wheel. The other thing that's important is that you have as little reflection in the windscreen when you are navigating at the night, but also the 360-degree view when you're docking. We even have the optional of having a camera on the aft end of the hardtop, so you can actually sit and watch the dock in one of the screens, but also just being able to be in touch with all the corners of the boat from the driver's position. It's important. And another thing which is very important is that you're here and your cleat is right here. So if you're actually docking this boat single-handed, you can actually go up to the dock, flip the first rope over, put a knot on here, and you have the remote control for your bow thruster, and you can easily move over to the dock. So that's some of the things that we really focus on when we work on developing a boat. Oh, and one more thing, talking about the AQUADOR DNA before, is that the ceiling height from the driver's position is quite low, but there is a reason for that. In the AQUADORs, you can actually stand up free of the hardtop with a good view all around the boat and still reach all the operation systems that you need. With the hatches, you can stop them in whatever position you want. It's also a very nice design on it because you can have the roller blinds underneath. Yeah. So you don't always need to have it completely open like this, but right now I'm totally protected from the rain and the elements and still have this really nice panoramic feeling. Yeah. So we've looked at the off deck swim platform, the cockpit, and now let's go downstairs and we'll go through the cabins.
Let's do it.
So here in the main cabin, the first thing that you'll notice is the double locker. We have shelves in the tall locker and we have a hanging locker with some storage at the bottom. The next thing that you see is this is it's a place to sit. You're getting changed or you want to put on your shoes or whatever. It's a nice place to sit, but also we've stretched it underneath the main bed so that a child can sleep here for a night. The next thing that we have is this huge double bed. But what this double bed also is a day bed and a lounge area, so that you have a outside area, you have a cockpit area, but then you have this area. And the good thing about this area is that you can sit here and you have your TV module here where you can fit a 32-inch flat screen. And also there's a locker next to it where you can put your Apple TV, whatever else you want to connect up with your TV. Or you can use it as a storage for your mobile phone and everything else during the night. The last thing I want to show you while we're sitting here is that all through the boat we've been really focused on storage space, and underneath this we have a huge storage space where you can put all your light luggage, you can put your empty bags and whatever else. You can put your bedding, extra bedding, and also it makes it easier to make up this bed when you lift this up. So if I was going to watch TV, I would do something like this, and you're here and you're still connected to the outside.
So it's pretty clear there's a lot of space down here, but just to give everybody an idea of the space, how tall are you?
I'm 192.
Right, so and there's this much space available even though you're 192.
Yeah, it's a little bit short for me, but it's 187, and on a 30-foot boat that's still pretty good.
That's pretty high. And that's not all that's down here, right? We have some other features.
Yeah, if you come over here,
sure,
then I'll show you what in my mind would be the main sleeping cabin if one couple had the boat. So what you see is that I got plenty of room to move around. I can even close the cabin if I want a bit of privacy. And it's important to see that I've got headspace between here so I can sit down on the bed. So right next to me here we have the bedside table. We have the snake light for reading, and we have a nice big locker with plenty of shelves for all the clothing you need for long cruising. The next thing you have is that you have a window here, so you're still connected with the elements. And that's one of the things I wanted to tell you about. This boat was designed from the inside out. So all the windows, even this window, was positioned so that we have room for a backrest, and the window is so that you have a good view to the water even when coming into the cabin. And there's plenty of room, so even for me this is more than good enough. And the other thing I want to show you, Jonathan, is the day head. So with this day head we wanted to create this hotel feeling. So you have a compact yet very spacious day head. You have lockers with storage for your toiletry. In these two, there's a mirror here, and there's overhead lighting, there's natural ventilation, and there's heating. Also we have this design here with this layered bench, just to give it a little bit more of an interesting feature, with this glass top basin. And also you can open the port light, and you have your 220 and you have your 12 volt also power outlets. Of course the electric toilet and more storage underneath. So really it's a compact package for this size of a boat, but we want to make a priority here between the sleeping space and the living space and the toilet. So if you're having a shower, you're on the swim platform, or you go to the facilities in the marina that you're staying. Yeah.
And think about all of these features that we've looked at down here and so far there in the cockpit, all on a boat that measures under 9.5 meters. That's quite incredible.
Yeah.
Should we go now and take a look outside and see a few more features from outside the boat?
For sure.
Great. Perfect timing. We just had a massive rainstorm, and it was a great opportunity to show how well protected we are once we close the skylights and set up the canopy. Well protected from the rain and wind, comfortable, warm and dry. So here we are sitting in the cockpit. This is very spacious as well. It seems to be a theme throughout this boat.
Yeah.
But how many can fit in this area when it's time to settle down and eat?
Well, for eating you can sit 6 people easily. So you have the boat is intended for, say, a family of 4, but you can easily include 2 more people, and if you have children, of course, you can add to that. For more of a social gathering, you can squeeze in 8 people and still, feel like you have a little bit of space. You fold out the table like this, and basically together with the top surfaces on the pantry, gives a really spacious open surface for dining.
Another thing that's quite interesting about this is access to the engine bay, which is actually just below us, right?
Yeah, that's right.
This boat in particular, it's equipped with a 270 horsepower diesel engine. And that's what's quite special about this boat. What engine options are available?
Well, at the moment we have the 270, like you said, and also we have a 370 horsepower inboard diesel, as well as the possibility of going for the option of the outboard installation.
Right. That's quite a special point. A boat of this size, the 300 HT that we're sitting in right now, has the option of either inboard or outboard. That's pretty special.
Traditionally, AQUADOR has been an inboard installation boat. The new users, the boaters that are coming to the market, some of them prefer to have outboard engines, but the more experienced long-distance cruisers, they prefer inboard installations. The other thing that we've gone for, and that's been the goal the whole time, is to make a boat that can run with quite a small engine. So we're doing around 4.5 tons of boat and only 270 horsepower.
Yeah.
But still you get planing speed around 12, you get a top speed around 32 knots, and still the fuel economy is looking really, really good.
So it's super efficient.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about the technology that makes that possible.
Well, it's nice that you ask, because basically we wanted to do something new. We wanted to push the boundaries of what's been done, and we call it the aquadynamic hull. Basically it's a super efficient hull with a low planing speed, and also we've been really focusing on having a low planing speed and also not the bow lifting too much.
Right.
So you have full visibility even at the lower speeds, even without the trim tabs. So we've done a lot of testing, and it's proven to work.
Excellent. So here you have an extremely comfortable boat, very social, very spacious, and super efficient, which needs less fuel.
Yeah.
So very eco-friendly.
You know, there's the main access way to the forward deck is on the starboard side. The other one is on the port side, so you have the availability of walking both ways. We've focused on ergonomics, so that you want to be able to easily move around. There's a handle that you can grab onto here, there's a handle here, and also there's these gutters that also works as handles.
Thanks very much for that detailed walkthrough. Once again, a fantastic boat, really nice job. I think you're about to take it out now with your family and enjoy it. So thanks again for your time.
You all right?
Yes, have a good time, and we'll be in touch again.
Thanks.